drive into the township. Right there's property in question, Randy, and there was a house on that property. You can see one of those right of ways. I'm parked in right there. That's a small hill. That's Hilltop on the south side. 750 being the main road right through there, looking out towards the lake, across the street. Back up to the north. Side property line, and the next shot shows the side property line pretty well. Right about there's that side property line. So again, for variance from the main 750 right away and the south Hilltop right away, those are the two biggies that are coming into play. For this hearing, legal ad did properly appear in the newspaper and by affidavit, surrounding owners were notified.
Hello, Sandra Green, Callahan Homes, Dandelion Homes. Ruth Carpenter couldn't be here today. She had knee surgery. She's proposing to put a new home there where that old one was. That Hilltop Drive years ago was only a driveway, so now it's become a road. So that's where this problem comes in at. She does own the property across the street, but that's where her septic's got to go. So she would like to replace and put a 2-bedroom home there where the old one was.
And Sandra, you say to the south?
Yes, use the existing garage that's there.
Has the health department said anything about combining the properties?
We already did that. We already
Okay.
did that. We have a septic permit for those lots across the street there.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
Pretty well, yeah.
Thank you.
Is there anyone here in favor of this project? Is there anyone opposed?
Nothing on file.
We'll close the meeting to public comment and go ahead and approve it as presented.
Thank you very much. Take the coat off. Thank you, guys.
All right, next variance is 2025-293 James Fryback, and this petition would prevent allowing a shed to remain as placed 21 feet from the right of way. Property is located on the west side of Sullivan Road and 312 feet south of B43 Lane in Tippecanoe Township. Right there's the shed in question, Randy. Shed is small enough, did not require a permit, but still should have met minimum setbacks. We're on Sullivan Road where it makes the turn to the north, right about in the intersection. Looking to the north. Property in question, the shed to the south. EMS lane splits off the side there. Sullivan keeps going. Shots just kind of perspective. And again, 21 feet is what they're asking. 25 with sewers, the minimum. Pause it right there. For the hearing, legal ad did properly appear in the newspaper and by affidavit, surrounding owners were notified.
All right, yeah. Yeah, we'd like to keep the shed
Your name
there.
for the record.
Yeah, James Fryback. Yes.
Was you aware of the setbacks when you bought the shed?
Actually, we moved from the neighbor to the south of us. It was on their property, and when they sold, they said you could have the shed, so we moved it over there. So, we were kind of keeping it in line with the front of our garage. If you go back out, it was pretty much lined up. But go back a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of lined up at the front of our, or where the garage doors are at. I'm sorry. They were kind of behind our neighbor's shed.
Okay. Thank you. Is there anyone here in favor of this project? Anyone here opposed?
Nothing on file.
We'll go ahead and approve it as presented. Need any
No,
permits?
it was small enough. It didn't need a permit, but it just
Okay.
take the setbacks.
All right, thank you. Got it?
Mhm.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, next one is exception 2025-113 for Chad Fletcher. And this petition for exception for the purpose of allowing a home-based business excavating, mowing, and stone hauling in an ag district. Property is located on the west side of State Road 13 and 525 feet north of County Road 125 South in Washington Township. Right here's the property in question. We're on State Road 13 north of Pearson. And you can see accessory building and Kisher's home right there. Just panning around the property. Property's actually almost a compound with the pines on the north and south. Looking to the north there. To the east. Up and over, down to Pierce there. Back around. For the hearing, legal ad did properly print the newspaper and by affidavits, fine owners were notified.
Good morning.
Morning. Your name?
My name is Chad Pletcher, and I'm looking to start an excavation business. And I'd
Okay.
like to operate it from my house because it's a part-time business right now. I work full-time, and then this will be able to be a new business for me. By doing it at home, then I don't have the overhead. It's a lot easier.
Where are you gonna store your equipment?
I plan to store most of the equipment inside. However, the truck and trailer sometimes will be outside just as I'm prepping to go to a job or something like that.
Okay. You gonna have any raw materials on site?
Generally not. There could be some times where I might have a load of rock dropped off. You can't really see it real well, but next to the truck there, sometimes I've had rock dropped off just so I can spread it out for my personal drive.
So like right here, Chad.
Yeah, that's one of the places. But I generally don't plan to have very much there. I want to have the rock actually just be transported to the job sites as much as possible.
No mulch or
No,
bins and stuff like
I
that?
don't, no, I don't plan to have any of that kind of stuff. No, I want to keep it as low profile as I can. I don't plan to have people coming to my house as far as any kind of customer base visiting. Just keep it pretty much the same way that it is as much as possible.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone here in favor of this project?
Yeah, it's dead.
Anyone opposed?
No, they're on file.
We'll close the meeting, to public comment. And we'll approve it as presented
Thank
with
you.
no outside storage and
Other than occasional pile.
occasional.
Yes,
And if you would change it, you'd have to come back and we'd have to talk about screening and
sure.
all that.
I understand.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
I'll go ahead and read the next one in just because they're on. So the next one that was on the agenda was variance 2025-298 for Myron and Sheila Yoder. Is anybody here for Yoder? That one, we will just need to continue. They could not be here. So that one, they're looking for a continuance to January 12th. So we'll see them come the new year. And while I'm doing that, the next one I'll read is variance 2025-299 for Tiffany Makinson. Is anyone here from Makinson? Okay, Makinson did not get their notifications completed properly, so that one they've asked, well, that one needs to be continued to January 12th as well, so. Okay, with that then, we can jump down to section 2025-115 for Paul and Kelly Fowler. And the petition for a purpose of allowing a shed to remain as placed on a property without a principal structure in a residential district. Property is located on the east side of Hackley Road and 0 feet west of Hiawatha in Turkey Creek Township. I'm gonna jump up the video from Randy.
I'm familiar with it.
I figured you were. Okay, right there is the shed in question. The sun glare makes it a little difficult, but the shed is down in the southeast corner right there. Panning around. DNR parking for the launch. Around to the site. Conservation officer offices. And that shot's just gonna be on the property, kind of give you a little different perspective. Right there is the shed. Shed is meeting minimum setbacks. Setbacks are not an issue. The main issue is that it's on a track without a residence as required by ordinance. There, shot. Piece of perspective of where it's in the property. For the hearing, legal ad did properly appear in the newspaper and by affidavits, triangulars were notified.
Great, thank you. Hi, I'm Paul Baylor, and thanks for the video, Sandy. I had various pictures of that as well. Happy to share that. I do have a statement, if you don't mind, I read, explain what we're doing there and our intentions. So, years ago, my wife and I purchased this property with intent to build a residence. We came before this board or, similar board to have it changed from commercial to residential. As we got closer to the build, my wife and I experienced a life-changing event. We lost a son, and our desires for the property have changed. So as you know, the history of the property, Galloway's Grocery, it's near the hatchery in the DNR area, restaurants over the years. As we've been working there, the community has, stopped and inquired about what we're doing there, and, the history there, everyone has a connection to the property itself. We've decided to landscape the land and create a place of beauty. Essentially, it's a memorial garden, not just to our son, but those who lived and loved the lake between, the Wawasee and the Papakichi area. We started foundational work, spreading topsoil, building raised beds, clearing the underbrush from the north and east side hill there, spreading mulch, and, preparing the land for planting next spring. Our plan with the garden shed was to house the garden tools, wheelbarrow, mower, things like that to keep that from, out in the open in the elements. So we're asking for, consideration for keeping the shed there so that we can continue to do the landscaping. Our plan is to start planting next spring.
Parking, where do you plan on having parking?
Well, we do plan, the fence is not ours, that's adjacent, that's the neighbor's property owner, but to the right side there, the other way, Sandy, if you don't mind. Right there in that corner. Right now, we have landscape timbers. We put that there to keep any, washout from as we did the planting. We plan to put a parking pad there, roughly 20 by 24 for 2, maybe 3 cars, right there to the right.
On site.
On site.
In where the grassed area is.
Correct, in that corner there, but it's,
Right in this corner.
exactly, yeah, yep. All the boats and all that has all been moved. We've put that into marine storage. So our intent is to clean it up and make it a, complement the area as well.
So the parking, they'd have to get a driveway permit.
Yeah, they'll need to work with the county highway department to get a
Yeah.
true cut. And that's the one concern that we did see, just because otherwise you're parking in the right of way, and with Hatchery being a very busy road
Yeah.
area. No plans for sewage on site,
No.
just the well and water.
Right.
Okay.
There's sewage already there when we acquired the property. County Sewer had put I guess the previous owner granted an easement and they put a sewer connection in for previous owner. We have no intentions of using
No.
that. We don't plan on
Okay.
building a structure. Yeah.
Have you thought about combining the property with your home property?
I'm not sure what you mean with our residence on the lake itself.
Yep.
I haven't. I don't know what that means.
So typically, they don't allow an accessory building on tract without a residence.
Right.
Most of the time, if there's an absentee residence, they'll require that to be tied by deed restriction, so the home. So if one sells, the other one's selling with it, unless the board would release it for some reason to go to a different owner. Biggest reason is so that it doesn't become an app. It's not right next to you, so sometimes that out of sight, out of mind mentality comes into play. Now, it doesn't sound like that's your intent.
No.
Things can happen and sales can happen like that. So that's a condition you could consider.
And that'd cover the building being on it.
And then if for some reason in the future, an adjacent owner, or they would want to sell their property or whatnot, we'd have to look at it.
We'd have to revisit it.
Mhm.
For the time being, that would take care of any problem with garage.
So is there a process to combine the two? I mean, they're not adjacent to each other,
Yeah,
obviously.
so you'd have a new deed done listing both all your properties involved, so your house property as well as this property.
Yeah.
There's a covenant that we provide, and that would get recorded on the face of the deed, and that would tie them together for our purposes.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Okay. And I can do that through your office?
We don't do the deed. We will provide you the, and I can give you that wording. That's where you're thinking
sure,
you're
that's where
going.
I'm gonna go.
Hurry?
And it will, it'll be on your result sheet as well.
Okay.
But ultimately, anybody who can do a deed, title company, yourself, an attorney, any of those can do a deed, and that will get reported in the county recorder's office. Excuse me. Come on up.
Oh, sure.
So there's the paragraph right there. That's the paragraph that we need to go in.
Oh, okay. So the one deed and you can consolidate the two.
Yep.
You're right.
Okay. Would I have to come back in front of this board?
No, no, only if you wanted to sell it separately.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay,
Very good. Is there any time restriction? I can do that now? or-
We'll see what he does.
Oh,
What he's approved.
oh, I see. Okay.
okay, is there anyone here in favor of this project?
You have a letter on file from Daniel, yeah, and Lisa Griffin. That's right. They're in favor.
Okay, I go do that.
Jason Owens, yeah.
Stop by frequently.
Okay, is there anyone here opposed to this project? We'll close the meeting to public comment. We'll go ahead and approve it with the deed restrictions. And there'll be an after the fact permit of $125.
Okay.
Okay,
Very good.
Just sometime in the next 30 days, need to get the deed done and the
Yeah.
permit pulled.
Very good.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, next two we can take together separate questions, but we can hear the evidence together. First one is variance 2025-300 for Joseph Kuhn. And this is a petition for variance which would allow a deck to remain as constructed by a previous owner 0 feet from the water's edge. The property is located on the west side of Wawasee Drive and 300 feet south of Crow Road in Turkey Creek Township. Along with that, we have variance 2025-301 for Joseph Kuhn. This petition for variance would permit allowing a pergola to remain as placed by a previous owner 18 feet from the water's edge. Property is located on the west side of East Wawasee, 300 feet south of Crow Road in Turkey Creek Township. Right here's the property in question, Randy. Look, there's pergola on the north side, decking off to the south side. Here's video of the property. There's the back side of the house as it sits right there. And there's the decking that was constructed without permit and closer to the water than ordinance requires. Should be 35 foot, actually saying 0, actually extending over the water at one point or a boat well. Pergola is up there. Just give you a little different perspective of the decking. You can see the seawall right through there. You can see how it's cantilevered out over that boat well through there. So there's the pergola. Again, should have been 35, was built by a previous owner at 18. Up and down the channel. Up top at pergola. Right there is the structure in question. For both hearings, legal I did properly appear in the newspaper and by affidavit, Brian hours were notified.
Yeah,
Your name?
Joseph Kuhn.
Okay. So you bought all this was already done.
Correct. Yeah, we bought it last December. We closed on it, and it's a beautiful deck and area, and that's one of the reasons we were attracted to the house. I did bring pictures if you needed. The construction underneath is really well done.
So the one thing of concern, you saw the part where the cantilever's out over that old boat well. Anytime anything comes out over the water, so you're still gonna have to pull permits for all this. When it's over the water like that, however, DNR is also gonna have to issue permits. Whether or not, what requirements they're gonna have on it, that will come into play, and that we'll have to have that before we can issue our permits for the decking part. And then whether or not the decking is attached to the house, we'll have to discuss that as well, if it's approved.
Right, yeah, it's not attached. We looked at that.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. Is there anyone here in favor of this project? Anyone here opposed?
Nothing on file.
Nothing from the
Nothing,
overseas?
nope, nothing from them or the neighbor to the north. Nope.
Okay. Okay, as far as the first one, the 2025-300. I'm gonna go ahead and approve it as presented. As long as the deck remains open. You'll never be able to screen it or put a canopy over it or anything like that.
And then he will still need to get
Yeah,
permits, and
you'll
that's
have
what
to
we'll
get
have to
the
talk to you about, the
permits.
flood zone stuff. Yeah.
Now, for the second part, the pergola. I'm gonna approve it, but you're gonna need to get a letter from the adjoining property owner, because it kind of blocks his view,
Yes, sir.
that he don't have any objections. Okay? And you'll, there again, you'll have to pay another permit fee for that. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
If you want to stop in or get a hold of us sometime in the next couple days, we can let you know what the next steps are going to be for the deck as well.
May I call on that?
Yep, that's fine. Yep.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, next one is exception 2025-117 for Glenn Bontrager. And this is Bontrager here. Anyone here for Bontrager? Okay. Didn't see movement, so we'll push him to the end, and
What if we're here to oppose it?
What if we're here to oppose it?
do you want to wait till the end or you want to take that now?
Since they made the trip in, we can listen to it,
Okay.
have it on file.
Yep, so, exception 2025-117 for Glenn Bontrager, and this is particularly for exception for the purpose of allowing a home-based business cabinet manufacturing in an ag district. Property is located on the north side of 225 north and 1,547 feet west of 875 west in Etna Township. Right here's the Fisher's tract ground. You can see this house, an accessory building, right there's the accessory building. If you look at the site plan, that's the building they're planning on operating out of. Plus, they want to put on two pretty good sized additions, one on the south, one on the west. Looking off to the east. Back around. To the property there. For the hearing, legal ad did properly appear in the newspaper and by affidavit surrounding those were notified. So if you want to take remonstrance, there's one here at this point.
Okay, if you want to come forward and
What was it that they were planning on doing?
well, we need your name
I'm
first.
sorry. My name is Blake Walls.
All the walls.
We live right to the adjacent to the right of them. We've got 10 acres just
Yep.
off to the right.
Right there.
Yes, Neil and that there.
Okay.
And we were just wondering, what are they planning on doing? Are they planning on building? Do they?
So that's part of, yeah, I can tell you as much as we know, let's put it that way.
Sure.
What they're proposing, their pole barn right there, they want to run basically manufacturing, they want to manufacture cabinets out of it. And on the south side, they want to construct a 24x48. On the east side, they want to do a 24x30. So I'm assuming that's where everything's going to be operating. Now, beyond that, I don't know a lot more detail than you do. That's
That's what
part of
we're
what's in
scared.
here. Obviously concerns we always have is how many employees are gonna have, what
What
kind of
is what is
noise.
a home-based business?
Yep, I can tell you similar operations we've seen, you know, they can have up to 5 outside employees outside the family. If it would be approved, no, you know, a lot of times you see generators with these operations, dust collectors, so a lot of that is the same questions I think we had for them.
What will they
Here.
do with solvents and oils and stains and?
And I'm not in a position to answer any of that. That's unfortunately so.
We've got a woods right behind our property there. As you can see, ours on the right. And we don't need solvents and all kinds of stuff dumped in the middle of the night in our woods back there. They've already got, when they moved in, this is our driveway coming back. And it's got real nice mature trees coming all the way up till you get to right here. If you could zoom in right here in this spot. If you can zoom into that, we brought pictures in to show you. You want to get the pictures? We brought pictures in where they piled stuff that's been there for 4 years. Or you'll see in the pictures, there's 250 blue 50-gallon drums. There's a rabbit hutch turned upside down, a doghouse turned upside down. There's a railroad ties. It's just a pile of junk. And I can see it right there 15 feet from our driveway. If they bring a business in, start building stuff, how big is that pile of junk gonna get right on our property line? And then they're not real good neighbors because we live right there beside them and they couldn't walk over. We get a registered letter. So yeah, we're not happy about it.
Okay, well, the registered letters require.
Right.
That way we have receipt that you was
Yeah, yes.
notified.
I get that, but still they could have walked over as a neighbor and said, hey, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
I get sending a letter.
understand, definitely, yeah.
that. But they put that pile there 4 years ago and it done nothing with it. I mean, we get the paper up, take a picture. Pictures for your record. No, that's snow covered.
This is looking to the west.
You're looking
Through your
to
true line.
This is,
Yeah.
yeah, looking west. Right there, well, it's taken right out of my car window. That's my car window.
Okay.
And it's still covered, but you can see it's just crap. And it's been there like that for 4 years. If they start a business, start building, all the extra crap is gonna go right there in that pile.
We need to hang on to these. Yep.
They're yours.
Okay, thank you.
I'll bring them back after 30 days if we want them, but.
All right.
So will we have to come to the next meeting? Are
So
you giving him a continuance or since he's a
Yeah,
no
they'll
show
have a
today?
continuance if they don't show up yet today. But
typically the board is willing to give one continuance on their part, one on our part. Just, we don't know, something may have happened on the
Right.
way. They haven't been able to communicate that. And if that's the route you're going, that would be January, you'd be continued to. So if you continue them out, it'll be a month. Now, at the same time, we'll talk to them again and there won't be a new notice coming out, but that hearing would be January 12th,
We'll be here.
8:30 in the morning. Right now, you're gonna be they'll be third on the agenda. And as far as I know, we should be right across the hall, same building, just across the hall, another meeting. And we're gonna share kind of some of the same concerns
Yes,
your
we
voice
definitely
here.
want to know a lot more about what they're building right there beside us. And they already, the neighbor that owns this right here, you can scroll up. We talked to the neighbor that owns this lot right here. They wanted to buy that building from him.
Okay,
And he flat out told us, he told them, no, I don't want to sell it to you. They got mad at him.
Huh.
He told us that. They got mad at him for not selling it to them. He's our neighbor over there is a farmer.
okay. Well, we'll have all this on record.
Thank you very much,
Yes.
guys.
thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Didn't see any hands, so I'm assuming no one else is here for that one. So this one, we're continuing until January 8th or January 12th, I'm sorry, 12th. Okay, and this will be third on the agenda that day.
Unless they show up at the screen.
I'm gonna say that one. Here, up until January.
I'm good.
All right. moving right along, we take up variance 2025-320 or 302 for Edward Hostetler. And this petition for a variance would permit allowing the placement of a shed 19 feet from the right of way of the road, 5 feet from the side property line. Property is located on the south side of B51A lane and 135 feet east of B51 lane in Tippecanoe Township. We're up on Big Barbie Lake, and here is petitioner's property. So you come up 700, come down, and that is where he's proposing to place the shed. Right there's an old shed, actually three, one regular shed, a couple of rubber sheds, looks like. What that intention is based off the site plan is to replace that with a larger 12 by 16. And that will be 19 feet from the right of way and 5 feet from the sideline. Turning around is a very narrow lane that goes back, services about 4 or 5 more homes. There's house right there. And shots on the side. So again, asking to go within 19 feet of the right of way, 5 feet from the side. For this hearing, legal ad did properly appear in the newspaper and by affidavit, the surrounding owners were notified.
Is that from sewer now?
Yes, it is. So the minimum setback should be 25 with sewer, 10 because the width.
There's the grinders and everything.
Good question.
I'm Edward Hosteller.
Okay. So tell us what's going on.
So I'm wanting to get rid of the little rubber sheds, the two little rubber sheds that are just portable ones, and then there's an 8x12 older shed that's there right now, and then replace it with a 12 by 16. It's not a brand new shed. The 12 by 16.
So all three of the existing sheds go.
Yeah.
The property.
And just one better looking
Just one,
shed
yeah.
will be replaced.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's your grinder and stuff for the sewer?
That is over, if you scroll to the left of where your picture's at, you go to the left, right there is the sewer stuff. The station you can see sticking up, and the access door is right beside it.
So we're not gonna have a problem with sewer district.
And they'll have to sign off anyway. So
Yeah.
I think I have that letter already. with the sign.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone in favor of this project or anyone here opposed?
I have a question.
go ahead and
I
have a
just need
seat.
to know how high.
Go ahead and have a seat and we'll, go ahead and have a seat and we'll. If you,
Come up and give
So
your
we can
name
get you
so
on
you're on
record.
record.
would be.
Okay.
My name is Barbara Clark. I live on the other side of this property. I just need to know how high it should.
And we'll let him answer that on how tall,
It's,
and we'll let him answer that on how tall.
I think it's shorter than the one that's there right now. It's actually lower than the one.
Okay, then I don't have.
Okay. Anyone else object? We'll close the meeting to public comment. And since you're getting rid of all three sheds, replace them with one, we'll approve it as presented.
So just sometime within the next 30 days, need to get the permits.
Is that, do they come back now?
To the office, yep. All right, next one is variance 2025-304 for Shane Carney. Is someone here for Carney? Okay, and this is a petition for which would permit the construction of an attached garage 11 foot 6 inches from the right of way of the road and a covered porch 15 foot 4 inches from the right of way of the road. Property is located on the east side of C7 Lane and 65 feet south of Chapman Lake Drive in Tippecanoe Township. Right there is the house in question. And if you look, they want to make two additions. One is a garage addition, the second is a porch addition. And when we say right of way, it's actually an ingress egress easement that services this house as well as two other homes. Right there is the house. As you pan around, that one actually comes off of Chapman Lake Drive. Here's the easement coming in. There's one of the homes. We actually had a hearing on that. That uses the easement. Second home is the A-frame right there. Then this house in question right there. So again, if you can imagine garage addition right there, and then a porch addition right there. Porch would be 15.4 from the ingress egress easement as it crosses the line, and then closest point to garage would be 11.6 at the very corner. For this hearing, legal ad did properly appear in the newspaper and by affidavit surrounding is notified.
Good morning, Shane Carney. We're requesting a variance on the easement set off. We're hoping to turn this property into our full-time residence, and we need a little more room and a garage. The easement set off is that small road services, as you mentioned, 3 properties. One of the neighbors is next to us, and she's in approval of it, but I'll let her speak for herself. And we're just hoping to stick a garage in. Essentially, the garage will go from where that house is, where the L-shaped thing is, and just go out towards the hill. It has to be done this way because the hill's got tremendous elevation. It's not visible there, but it's almost unbuildable slope.
So Shane, looking at the plan, if we come off that peak right there and just come straight out, it's going to be in line with that part of the house that's coming out. And
Yes,
almost pretty much where that decking is.
yes, it'll go right over there,
No closer than that decking even, it looks
Right.
like. Okay.
correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Is there anyone in favor of this project?
Oh, in favor. He says I'm in
Well,
favor.
come up and give us, state your name.
Go ahead.
It's just trying to be nice.
Wait.
It's my brother. Kim
That's what it is.
Carney, and I live next door in the A-frame.
Okay, so you're at the 22 in the A-frame.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, thank you. Is there anyone opposed to this project?
I'll be on file.
Close the meeting to public comment and approve it as presented.
All right, next exception is 2025-118 for Silver Skies Land, and this is a petition for a purpose of change and alteration of legal non-conforming tract of ground by allowing construction of a veterinary clinic. Old clinic's going to be demolished after the new one's built in an I-2 district. Property is located on the west side of 15 and 725 feet north of 950 South in Lake Township. Right there is the petition for the property in question. Is anyone here for Silver Skies? Come on up. I thought I saw you there. Okay, right there on 15, you know where I'm at,
Oh,
Summers.
yeah, deals with the lake.
You got it. Yes, sir. This whole strip right through there is zoned industrial 2. Was industrial 2, has been for years. If it was zoned commercial, it wouldn't even be here, but because the industrial 2 zoning, that triggers a hearing for an exception right there. To the south, down Lakes Grill, Sands, we can right down there. Look at the site plan, envision that is going away, the new building going up and back nestled in that southwest corner. For this hearing, legal ad did properly appear in the newspaper and by affidavit surrounding members are notified.
Morning.
Morning.
Mine's Brent Under. My wife and I own the property and the clinic.
Okay. So,
So really, that all gets wiped out once the new one's up, improve the parking.
Yes, sir. I mean, the biggest thing is we've outgrown the building, as far as how busy we are, so we just need a better oriented to work out of. And parking's really it's actual 6 months, so parking's an issue as well. But yeah, backing down in that, southwest corner, and then the old cell barn will get destroyed first, or demolished first, and then we'll build a new building, and then when that's ready, we'll demolish the current clinic, have a much larger parking spot, we'll be set back away from the gas station, so Their delivery trucks don't run the risk of hitting our building again.
So you're gonna demolish your sale barn too?
Yes, sir.
All right.
That building's, it's got some age to it.
It's well past its prime.
Yes, sir.
Just out of curiosity, sewage, where's your sewage?
It kind of comes in that middle, basically where the parking is, that middle
Okay.
parking, it kind
Okay.
of comes in from. State
Are
Road
you on
50.
sewer?
We are.
Silver Lake has their sewer run up.
Correct.
That's, okay, I just vaguely remember. that.
At one point, there was a septic system there, but it's buried, we know where it's buried, it's buried kind of behind the south.
Yeah, it's gotta be the green spot. That can.
Yeah, and that's
One spot.
not in use. It hasn't been in use for some time, as I understand it, from Doc Summers, so. We have a well currently, and that's the same well where we don't plan on doing anything with the well besides just attaching it to the new building.
And we'll have to have sign off from IDEM on it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Is there anyone here in favor of this project? Anyone here opposed?
Nothing on file.
Go ahead and approve it as presented.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next one is variance 2025-306 for Andrew Davison, and this petition for permit of construction of a new residence 20 feet from the right of way of the road and 20 feet from the water's edge. Property is located on the west side of Leland Lane and 165 feet north of Turkey Creek, or North Road in Turkey Creek Township. Right up there is on the property is on the screen is the property in question. We're on this tract right here, and it will be separated off so that this will be a standalone residence. Right now, the only thing on it is a shed. What they're proposing to do is go 20 feet from the water, 20 feet from the right of way. You look pretty well consistently up and down. That's where everybody's pretty well set. For this hearing, legal ad did properly appear in the newspaper and by affidavit surrounding owners. Notified by affidavit. I can get it out. Where?
Ben Shampoo with Classic Builders, I'm the contractor representing the homeowner. Like Matt said, we are looking to build a garage with living, would it be a full house, but it would be garage, main floor, living quarter, second floor. The reason for the variance request is one, based on precedence of all the neighbors. If you look down the road, they're all anywhere from 19 to 21 feet from the right of way. There is an additional, I know this doesn't matter, but from a concern of pulling a car and it hanging out into the road, there's about 10 feet between where the right of way line is and the actual road starts. So we have 30 feet. And the way the shape of the lot, the one corner on the southeast side would be closer to the 20 feet mark. On the other side, because the lot's turned, I'll have 30 feet almost from the road because the way the shape of the lot. And on the back side, the 20 feet, it's the deck that becomes the problem. The house itself will be 30 feet, but the deck, it is 10 feet.
Then the shed. What happens with the shed?
Shed goes away. Shed, and what's on the lot now will all be scraped.
Okay. I hate to see it get moved across and then an
No.
issue, but.
No, because we're actually gonna tear the house down across the street after the garage is built and build a new house on the lakeside as well. And I know it is in the floodplain, majority of the lot, so we will have to raise up. From a water standpoint, water runoff concern, we will take all of our gutters and tie them into a drain and go through the seawall into the channel. So we won't be creating any more groundwater. We're actually, in theory, be creating less groundwater for the neighbors.
Okay, yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Is there anyone here in favor of this project? Is there anyone here opposed?
Not on file.
Close the meeting to public comment and go ahead and approve it as presented.
Thank you.
All right, next one is variance 2025-307 for Diana Butterfield, and this petition for variance which permits allowing a 6-foot privacy fence to be 30 feet from the south right of way, 15 feet from the east right of way for a future home with in-ground pool. Property is located on the east side of W29 lane and 0 feet north of Backwater Road in Tippecanoe Township. Right, here's the property in question, Randy, and this property has right of way actually on all 3 sides of it. 28 lane is on the east side. You can see the pin marker right there, just give you that right of way line. Handing around. Looking off to the east, tubes will be just down and around Backwater Road right there. They'll be 30 foot back from Backwater. And off the west, back towards Webster. That would be 29 lane. So again, if you can envision new house, garage, all being minimum setbacks, pool, all the structures will meet the minimum setbacks, but they do want to fence in this back line right there. So it's shaded in blue there. That will be 6 foot tall. Yep, 6 foot tall in the street yard. That'll end up being 15 feet off of W28 lane. Should be 3 foot tall. They're asking for 6 foot tall, but you can kind of see the difference there. For this hearing, legal ad did properly in the newspaper and by affidavit surrounding property owners were notified.
Hi, Roy Wylam, friend of the Butterfields. Bill is sick. Diana's back there, but she has I talk. So again, you heard everything. The property, the structures are all within the setback. It is the fence. It goes over towards W28, which there's only 4 houses on there. Actually, Butterfields own one of those houses right now. They want to sell and move. It's not even county maintained from what I could tell. They plow it themselves and everything. So the only thing I guess you would say is as far as a fence from the intersection, but it's physically going to be 34 feet from the physical road edge, the gravel. And again, it meets the setback from Backwater. So you've got at that intersection, 35 feet basically each way of vision from the fence.
The thing is, Randy, there's no drives that actually come off on that side of
Sorry,
the road,
two-
on that side of
2
the.
backwaters.
Right.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone here in favor of this project? Anyone anyone here opposed?
Nothing on file.
We'll close the meeting to public comment and go ahead and approve it as presented.
Okay, the next one, I don't know if you have it on the agenda, Miller is off. They actually had to re-advertise, so Miller is. Yep. Okay, with that, then we can pick up with variance 2025-310 for Andrew Downton, and this petition for variance which permit the construction of a pergola 15 feet from the water's edge. Property is located on the east side of Stroh's Drive and 142 feet north of Walnut Drive in Turkey Creek Township. Randy, you should look real familiar. We saw this one not too long ago, and actually at that point, they were petitioning for a pergola 17 foot from the water's edge. I actually wish it looked like this when I video was out there, but I just used old videotape because nothing's changed out of the property. After getting into the project, they decided they wanted to go a little bit larger, 15 feet from the right of way or from the water's edge, opposed to 17, looking up and down. You can imagine that pergola coming out on that corner down there. Still the same situation as we had before. For this hearing, legal ad did properly in the newspaper and by updates or others were notified.
I'm Ryan Zimmer, or yeah, just they want to make it 2 foot bigger, so see if we'll make an exception.
Okay. Okay,
There's a lot of junk on that channel already, so stuff, I should say.
Fortunately, they didn't think of it before the last hearing, otherwise
yeah.
it would
we're
probably be up
moving
already.
back.
Yeah.
Okay, well, is there anyone here in favor of it? Anyone here opposed?
Nothing on file.
We'll go ahead and approve it with the same conditions of
Perfect.
last time.
All right, I'll try to get a bill. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, next one is variance 2025-312 for Platinum Properties, and this petition for a variance which permit allowing a gazebo to remain as placed 19 feet from the water's edge on the south side and 15 foot from the water's edge on the west side. Someone here for Platinum? Okay. Property is located on the south side of Crooked Mile Road and 230 feet south of Rainbow Lane in Turkey Creek Township. Randy, right here is the property in question. Petitioner actually has two lots. Panning around, you can see looking off to the west, the channel on that side, the north. This would be Crooked Mile that goes down and around. Up. There's the house right there. And you can see the pergola. Next shot's on the pergola right there. Yeah, pergola should have been 35 foot from both channels. In this case, it was constructed at 19 feet and 15 feet. Myron? Okay, you, let me get through this one out.
Sorry.
Okay, for this hearing, legal ID properly appear in the newspaper, I can buy affidavits surrounding those.
So yeah, the pergola's there, it's closer than it should have been, but it's, nice pergola. I mean, I don't,
Did they get permits to build it?
No. Other question I had too, do you know, is that a duplex? I noticed there was two mailboxes out at the
so,
road.
well, you might as well come up. This is a property owner. too,
Okay.
so He'll know more about
Okay.
that part. We did combine the properties.
Yep.
I'm Jeremy Wingard with Platinum Properties.
Okay.
So we bought this house and it was, at that time, he was renting it out as a long-term rental, yet upstairs and downstairs is two separate units. So,
That was a duplex.
Okay, is it still being used that way?
no.
Okay. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So what happened with the pergola?
So we had somebody, we wanted to put in the pickleball court. So they called the county and they said there was fine, there's no restrictions on concrete. So we had concrete guys there anyway. So we poured the pad just as a porch area. And then we had one of my partner's buddies was slow at work. And so he said he can put up a pergola. And we didn't think about the permit. And so, that's basically what happened.
You're contractors and you don't think about permits.
Well, I'm just helping with it. I didn't build it or do it. So
And the other
friends
guy-
of him's come and help. But yes, you're supposed to pull the permit ahead of time and do this. to
Yeah,
begin with. Yes, we're behind the eight ball. That's why he got the correction letter, and that's why we combined the property. It did everything that the correction letter told to do.
Okay. Thank you. Is there anyone here in favor of this project?
So we do have an email on file from the association saying they have no objection. So that's from the Enchanted Hills Association.
Okay. They're the ones that usually object the most.
I think there's some other issues out there, but nothing with this. Yeah.
Okay. So close the meeting to public comment.
Yeah, we'll, if it's approved, it will have to get after the fact. Yeah.
Okay, well, go ahead and approve it as presented. You're gonna have to get a after the fact permit.
Okay.
And it'll always stay open. No screens, no nothing.
Thank you.
Okay. Now you're asking about Yoder?
Yeah.
Okay, Yoder, it was on the agenda. They could not be here and asked for a continuance for 30 days. I'd have
Do
to
you
look.
happen to know, like, we drove all the way up
Yep.
from Indy just to,
Carl.
yeah, get a eyes view of what they're doing and what they're,
Yeah, what we can do is wrap around. We've got a couple more and then we'll come back to that one. We've only got 2 more. And then that will be the last one we'll take up, back up, and you can take some input if you want to there. Randy. That way you have to get back to the video. So if you hold tight. Okay, next one is variance 2025-313 from Matthew Lanfesty. And this is a petition for variance which grant allowing placement of a 10 by 20 shed 10 feet from the right of way of B61B1 lane. Property is located on the south side of B61B lane and 0 feet west of B61B1 lane in New Township. Right there's the property in question. Petitioner's property right there is a nice 1 acre site up there. And what they want to do is place a new shed down in this corner right there. Shed would be 45 feet back from the main road, and then secondary road 10 feet is what they're requesting. Hanging around the area, you can see that secondary lane that actually does provide access to 2 other homes down through there. And off to the northwest, down the hill, you can see the lake. Around. That's where they want to place it. For the hearing, legal ad did properly appear in the newspaper and by affidavit. Surrounding owners were notified.
Matthew Linfesty.
Question, go ahead.
Yes, I was trying to put a shed in there, but I want to stay 10 feet back from the lake there. If I go 25 feet, what you're asking, it put it up into that big, large tree about 1 foot. So it would be the southwest corner of the building would be 1 foot away from that tree. And then on the northwest corner would be into a bunch of 2 redbud trees my mom planted for my dad's way he passed away. I want to kind of stay away from those trees. I don't want to cut them down.
And you know where that right of way line is?
Yep.
Okay. Is there any way to, because it looks like it's going to be a little closer than the other buildings out there.
The other buildings are 25 feet.
Okay. Can you get it back to me 15? It sounds like you got a little bit of room there.
I can do 15.
15 would be the alley setback.
Yeah,
probably.
that would be good.
Even though this is a main access, that might be a compromise.
Yeah, if you could go back to 15 foot.
That's fine. 15 foot.
Okay.
I can work with that. I just didn't want to go up into the trees and then.
In the 25 foot.
Yeah. It's
can
just way
understand
too
that.
close, and then the building probably will have problems with that big, large tree. So I don't want to have any problems with the trees. I didn't want to cut them down.
Right. Okay, is there anyone here in favor of this project? Anyone here opposed?
Not on file.
Close the meeting to public comment. I'll approve it at 15 feet.
15 feet. Do I need to change it when I go?
Yeah, so you'll need to revise the site plan when you come in for the permit. You also need something from the sewer district prior to getting the permit. So if you've got that already.
I've got that in there.
Okay. So assumingly they've looked at it and know where it's going to. So, yep.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Next case we can take up is exception 2025-120 for John Sterling. And this petition for exception for the purpose of allowing the construction of a 12 by 24 addition to the existing garage, creating an oversized accessory building at 864 square foot, where maximum by ordinance would be 576 in a residential district. Property is located on the west side of D24 lane and 145 feet east of D24B lane in Van Buren Township. Right here's property owner's property in question. There's a home looking to the south. You back around, you can see the accessory building in the back right there. Follow that up, you go to Cozan's.
Oh,
Yep,
Very
you know where I'm
familiar.
at.
Well, it used to be
Yep.
Cozone.
Yeah, I used to. It still goes on.
No, it's Ritter's.
Yeah, it's right.
Okay, coming back around. Next shot's gonna be back by the building, just to give you a little bit more perspective. So again, right there, if you can imagine a 12-foot addition coming off the front of that building, increasing the square footage, because right now it is at legal. So they'd be looking at increasing it by 12 foot out, 24 foot wide, the width of the existing building, making it 864 square foot. For the hearing, legal ad did properly appear in the newspaper and by affidavit, surrounding owners were notified.
I basically want to build onto, my name's John Sterling. I want to build onto it so my truck will fit in the garage. If you notice, there's a cart built thing there. I'm restoring a 92 F1 or F250 and it will not fit in the 24-foot garage.
John, will the addition be the full height of the?
No, it's just going to be a lean-to off the front of it.
Okay, okay.
With a,
About where the band is out
yeah,
with the color change on the
yeah,
building.
yeah, that's about where I'm figuring on.
Okay. Yeah, they've been doing a lot of work out in that area.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Is there anyone in favor of this project? Anyone here opposed?
Nothing on file.
Close the meeting to public comment and approve it as presented.
I just have to get my permit.
Yeah, just sometime when you're ready, come on in.
Okay, all right.
The, get the paper order back out here. See. Okay. Okay, so if you folks want to come on up, so Yoder, we did end up bumping him to January. He had called, made a request, he couldn't be here for whatever reason. That's what he's got right now, and I don't know, are you folks on?
Yeah,
The Blue House?
that's where
Okay.
we're at.
Okay. What he's asking, and he wants to replace that shed with a, doesn't even give us a size. That was one of the questions we had, with a larger, it's gonna be a larger shed is my guess. And he wants to go, should be 10 feet off the sideline because he's wide enough with that. Minimum setback, 10 feet. He's wanting to go 4.5 feet. Most of the time on a single lot like that, 5 feet's where we typically allow. So for instance, yours is a single lot, you probably get a 5 foot off the side. He's asking 4.5. I don't know why. I wish I could answer. My comment is at least 5 is that's the route. Now I can kind of maybe see why he didn't want to go further.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No,
She was in when she petitioned. She said
Okay.
it's because of that hill right there.
yes,
That was her reasoning.
that
I asked that question.
and I can see that where it does, the grade does change there. Maybe,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that would get a lot more difficult. They start having to get into the hill, but it still looks like.
Been a
they have-
half a foot. There's room to move it.
So I wish I could tell you more and what it would look like or anything like that. That's
How
information.
big do they want to make it?
That's the other issue. She didn't give us a size. And I don't know if they didn't know and they're still, but just by their drawing, it's gonna be at least, if the drawing is to any scale, at least twice the size.
You know, they get a.
They want to move it, like said, because I think
It's gonna-
that's where our line is, right
Yep.
here.
Yep.
So they want to move it 4.5 feet, like from here.
Yeah, they want to go within 4.5 feet of that line, which is closer than where it is now. And by what they're showing, it's gonna move closer to the road. Still gonna meet the setback. Minimum setback should be 25 feet. Feel free to take a look here. Minimum setback's 25 feet, so it looks like they're gonna meet that, but yeah, they're saying 4.5 foot from that sideline.
Oh, so they're wanting to actually build it up here.
At least that's what they're showing, yes. And that's the unfortunate part. Mechanics are not doing that, but now
Yeah.
they're giving us some.
Some are afraid they plan on having any access, driveway.
kind of wonder, it's large enough, more of a garage size is what I'm seeing just by the drawing.
That's
So,
our biggest question.
yeah. But kind of my comments to the hearing officer is at least get 5 feet, half a foot, get over at least the 5. You know, but we're gonna listen to any, you know,
Well,
if you
this-
have input, we'll definitely take it.
If they're moving it more up here, you kind of see where this
Oh, yeah.
increases. So they do have the ability to move it over based on this
That,
hill.
that hill doesn't get yet, pushes it back some.
Yeah.
And I'm not, the hill threw me for a loop there, because everything else down there is pretty low.
It is.
So I don't know if there used to be a septic at one point in time out there or something. That
Looks like it could have.
it looked like a mountain system is what it looked like, but it's in town, so.
Yeah, and a lot of them failed.
Yes.
Yeah, we're on sewer over there.
Yeah, yeah, so if it was a mountain, it's years and years.
Yeah. Not that many.
That part's been in town for a
About
while.
25.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Just that there was gonna be driveway
Yeah.
access and gravel or.
Yeah, so we are, this was continued January 12th,
Okay.
8:30 in the morning. If you folks want, you're welcome to send something in with questions. We'll make sure those get in the file. You're welcome to come back too. January gets a little hairier, you know. But yeah, that's what we have.
Okay,
Okay.
So,
well, that answers the bulk of
good,
what we were wondering,
good.
location and size.
Sure.
Okay,
So if you did decide to submit questions, who do we submit them to?
You can send them to mine. Our office address is on there if you want to send it. Otherwise, you're welcome to, I can give you my email address even. There you go. And yeah, if we've got questions, we'll reach out ahead of time even, hopefully maybe get some of those answered.
Does that have a case number or?
If you say Myron Yoder, that's enough for us. It should have the parcel ID. even
Oh,
on there,
okay.
But yeah,
It has a key number.
Yep.
I was just gonna use that in reference if we did send you anything.
definitely.
Okay.
well, while I'm here, just
Yes.
a quick question.
Sure.
On our property, which you can see is currently just a gravel.
Yep.
If I wanted to, and I don't know that I had intentions of doing this,
Mm-hmm.
but if I wanted to put that as a concrete drive or an asphalt drive, do we need any?
Nothing from
Permitting.
us. Yeah, nothing from us. Now, if you're gonna go all the way out to the road, the only thing I'd recommend is talking with the town. Make sure they don't have any projects planned out there. It's easier for them to dig it up before they put asphalt down
Yeah.
after, so.
Okay, perfect.
You know,
Thank you,
It's a,
guys.
it's a dream.
Yeah.
Once you have to snow blow a rock, they change
Yes.
it.
Yeah,
Okay,
So,
we
perfect.
did that for years.
I understand. You're welcome. Have a great day. Thank you for
No,
coming.
it's okay. Uh-huh.
That is all we got for today, though. So,
I'll be back tomorrow.
all right.
Thank
So
you.
we
Have a good
adjourn.
day.
Thank you.
They did.
They did.